most people are trekking. So why do you have so much, that exorbitant amount being earmarked for vehicles and logistics when the people that you are representing are not even breathing?
Yes, they will breathe. You know, this is the first stage. For them, as they resume office, they are inaugurated, they have their leadership of the Senate. Let them settle down and Nigerians will survive. In Niger, how much are they buying fuel? Even before this coup happened. In UK, how much are they buying fuel?
Welcome back. If you just joined us, this is The Conversation. We are reaching you from KAFTAN's television studio here in the nation's capital, Abuja. Now we'll go straight to discussing other matters. And we have Honorable Muttaka Ibrahim, President, Arewa Youth Conference for Sustainable Future of Nigeria. Great to have you on the show today, sir.
Well, thank you too, and nice to meet you.
Great to meet you also. All right, now let's start with Niger Coup. I hear people, in fact, there was a protest in Kano State last weekend, and then people say that they're saying no to the coup, and then some people say that is the best way to go. Where does Arewa stand, especially Arewa youth? Where do you stand in all of this?
Okay, thank you for asking me this question. But I think about Niger Coup, there is nothing new. You know, for a long time, Niger have been working under France. And now they decided to form a government that they will be independent. You know, they are always loyal. They are like slaves to them. So this coup, to me, there is no problem. Let them, since they introduce somebody that will be the prime minister, that's a government of a year or something, so that they can have a proper election and process of democracy will continue. There is no problem, because it happens in so many places. So in these ECOWAS countries, like Cote d'Ivoire, they are like inheriting government. They are not in a democratic process. They are not in constitutional government. Are you getting me? So there is no way somebody that has his own country that you are to decide for him. Actually. Okay, so now I hear people say that what is Nigeria's own problem? Why can't we just mind our own business? We have quite a number of hydra-headed issues that is bedeviling the country with regards to insecurity and all. So why leave us to fight others, for others? Do you agree with that postulation? Yes, it's best, because you can look at Ukraine and Russia war. The people behind the war that are pushing the war to happen. Now, when Russia destroy Ukraine, what happened? When Biden resumed office as the president of the United States of America, Afghanistan, they have been fighting them, giving them, refugees and supporting them with arms and soldiers for them to fight. But when he comes, he look at the expenditure and the expensive and the situation of the economical, system of the American government. He said that no more, because of what have been spent and what will continue to be spent. So there is no need for us to be in war with our neighboring countries, just our junior sister, nation, that's Niger. We don't need to fight them, because we are going to spend on arms, ammunitions and fare allowances, extra, So are you saying that the ECOWAS resolution, which is chaired by our own president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, are you saying that resolution of going, instead of the diplomatic means, going through the military resolution, are you saying it is wrong? No, I'm not saying it is wrong, but the best way, like what Senate, and the National Assembly advise him, is to let's follow the diplomatic way to resolve this matter, not by power, by force, not by fight, not by killing anybody's blood. Because I can remember when our president, we worked for his victory all the way. Are you getting me? You mean Arewa Youth? Yes, all Arewa Youth, and in so many other platforms that we belong to. And we are influenced people to vote for APC for a good governance to stay. Interesting. Yeah, so, but when the truths come, you have to say it. You have to speak to the truth. Okay. Yeah, the truth is war can never bring solution. I like the fact that you said that you actually supported this government, but when the truth comes, you have to say the truth. Yeah.
Awesome. All right, so now let's talk about, because you talked about the Senate, let's divert a little bit and talk about cost of governance. We keep hearing President Bola Ahmed came out to say that don't suffocate the poor Nigerians, let the poor Nigerians breathe. And then the Senate, and you keep hearing all of them say, let's cut cost of governance, let's help Nigerians to breathe and let them have ways that they can actually sustain themselves. But then fuel subsidy is gone. A lot of people are still grappling with the effect of fuel subsidy. Few days ago, in fact, even up until today, still see the story of the Senate planning to spend 40 billion naira for vehicles and all. And then you also saw that story about where the Senate president, even though he came out to deny it, said that he was going to send in prayers to the senators' email. First, it was they were going to send some money for them for their vacation, but then later they changed it to prayers to emails. So, in all of this, if they say let Nigerians breathe, and then they tell Nigerians, okay, we are trying to ensure that we do everything possible to make you breathe, are they actually making Nigerians breathe in their own part in terms of cost of governance? Yes,
they are doing. The reason why I say that is when the Senate president first said let Nigerians breathe, as Asuwaju, the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, that made mention of such a proverb. Are you getting me? He's the first person that say it. So the Senate president to say it. And about the spending, you know, the legislature, it has to be, you know, well being treated. They shouldn't be
at the detriment of Nigerians. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm not saying that. They are the ones that are protecting the right of Nigerians, because it is not all Nigerians that can come and decide for the governance for the Federal Executive Council on this is how it should be. This is how it should be. They represented them. So they should have to be considered about that, and spending 40 billion for their vehicles and logistics for their furnitures, you know, where they stay, is their right. It is constitutionally provided. It's provided. Are you getting me? And then the last word that Oga, the Senate President himself, that
you
said,
Senator Godswill Akpabio.
Senator Godswill Akpabio, His Excellency, the former governor of Akwa Ibom, he is transparent. There is no way for the Nigerians. Is a good leader, because it's for them to know that you are senators. Even if they come back to you, they can help you in some financial, you know, hardship that we are facing in Nigeria. You should know that the Senate is taking care of them financially. It's transparent for Nigerians, but it's not good for the senators, because like they feel like they are exposed.
So now let me come back to the questions I've heard some people sent on social media, and the banters, the arguments, and then they say that why spend so much on vehicles, on logistics, when Nigerians, you go to Lagos, a lot of people have decided to park their vehicles, their cars, because they cannot fuel their vehicles anymore. Most people are trekking. So why do you have so much, that exorbitant amount being earmarked for vehicles and logistics, when the people that you are representing are not even breathing?
Yes, they will breathe. You know, this is the first stage. For them, as they resume office, they are inaugurated, they have their leadership of the Senate. Let them settle down, and Nigerians will survive. In Niger, how much are they buying fuel? Even before this coup happened. In UK, how much are they buying fuel? If you remember on their media, you will see when they protested, they come out to the street, they park their car, they close their offices, come out to the street and do protests about the fuel prices. But there is nothing has changed. We are in an era where we must pray. I believe in Allah, you believe in Jesus. We are in the same way of life. It is only the God that will bring solution to the world and for everything. So for the Senate to have that as their logistic and vehicles, you know, finances, there is no problem. And if you remember, they approved palliatives. I just come across one clip that the bosses that Asuwaju, the able president, that brought in, they will be using gas. You know, the charges will be down, not like the way people are suffering now. And then in some states like Borno and Oza, they have been bringing the palliatives foodstuffs for the masses. The Senate have approved 20 billion for each state. Now, it's not the Senate to be blamed, it's the state governors. Some of them have kept quiet and sit down with that money. Nobody wants to talk about it. Some are even saying they will take the 1,000 students to abroad, spending 80-something billion on them. Not even shine. You have to invest that money, build an industry whereby you employ the millions of youth that have graduated, have served, and their documents are even dust. And apart from Apabio, apart from the governors, Apabio's aim to the youth is very well. He means well to the youth.
How so?
Yes, very soon we are expecting him to allow us, as we have agreed earlier, that about 5 million youth to be employed. To be employed not in the government system, but in the e-commerce. We are in digital, global economy system now. For Ashwaju, we expected him as a youth to encourage us, as he has an LLC formation of the United States, where he is able to earn, the revenue. That's EIR, that's employer identification number, EIN, for the United States. All the internet that youth are using, spending their data, WhatsApp, Facebook, this and that. There are ways that we change it to employ them as officelessly as agency.
All right, let's move to other matters. Nigerian Tribune this morning states on J crisis, Arewa Forum laments 13 billion naira weekly loss to border closure, and the writer says more than 2,000 trucks of perishable goods trapped at borders. Diversion of flights from Niger's airspace has not been effective. And that's coming from Nathan President. So what are your thoughts in this? Is this coming from the Arewa youth or the general Arewa?
It's the general Arewa. Okay, actually, you see, Sokoto, Kebbi State. I'm talking about state that has border line with Niger. Niger, there is no difference between Niger Sans and Arewa. Like Jigawa, where I was born, it's just a 200, 500 meters to Niger. Megatari local government in Jigawa State. So there is no way, all that markets that have been taking places, it has been blocked. No way can pass, and it is a very dangerous alarm to our economy. We are the giant of Africa, but to the consumers, you start fighting with them. And apart from that, this economy system, now Russia has dropped their own warning. And when Russia is fighting Ukraine, United States cannot support Ukraine with a proper ammunition and weapons to fight Russia, the superpower. Are you getting me? So the economy of Ukraine and everything has been demolished. So that's what we are afraid of, and that's why we are speaking to the truth that our president, we love him, we support him. Let him consider this, the economical situation of the northern part of Nigeria not to be destroyed, because we had like those that are against us when we voted for him in. They are claiming that Ashwaju want to destroy the northern states. He comes to office with an agenda of destroying the northern region. And we keep telling them that this is not the reason. Maybe he was not to be told, or the people around him that is trusted are not capable enough to advise him well. That's why the imams, the clerics, have visited him and explained to him. So we thank God, Allah has made it possible that he even delegated them to go and discuss with Niger, junta, as they call them, which we know is not something like that up to that level. And now there is a positive response from them that agree to start to go into the dialogue with the ECOWAS. So we pray that may Allah that caused all this, and for Bazoum and Ashwaju, we are advising them to accept the pet.
I will come back to what you just said. You said we pray that Allah that caused all this. Was it Allah that caused?
Yes, there is nothing there is nothing that will happen without Allah's approval. There is nothing. Even this talking that we are doing with you, it is Allah that make it possible for us to. He made it possible for us to come and sit and discuss it.
So does it cause crisis?
It's not causing crisis. It's an obstacle because of our sins. People have been sinning. people have been doing so many things
so this
wrong.
crisis is caused
It's
by
obstacle from Allah. So, and you know what? When we say let's start war, when we know the beginning of it, we don't know where it will end. And we don't know who will be affected by it. So that's why we doesn't want it. And for just what I just said, that Allah has made it to happen for Bazoum to leave office for now. For him, if he is a truly Muslim believer that he used to quote verses from the Holy Quran, let him know that it is God that throne and dethrone. Let him accept that faith. And let us just face the reality. Though I know Nigeria, we are not on the, is a religious government. We are on constitution, but we are practicing religion. That's the best way and the best stage for us to live. So there is no way you can live without guidance from the holy books. That's it.
All right, let's take other matters. Since we're talking state of the nation, the Guardian newspaper talks about ministerial nomination as litmus test for APC in Southeast. Now let's talk about the ministerial nominations. You've heard so many hue and cries in that regard. Some people say that why go pick retired governors and then make them ministers. Some people say why go and pick governors who their state's electorate refused to elect them to govern them again for the second term, and then you pick them as ministers. Why pick people who are supposed to be retired? And then some people say that the same government talked about youth inclusion, women, 35% affirmation for women, but we're not seeing that yet happening. And then still on that ministerial nomination, we saw how some people are yet to be screened in, like the former governor of Kaduna State, Arewa, who have said that okay, he's no longer interested. The last we checked. So in all of this, what is Arewa youth saying?
Yeah. So like what I said, I will speak to the truth, whatever. The people around Asuaju, the new cabals. I will not call their names, but we know them. Oh,
are they cabals in this new administration
there
already?
There is.
We are less than 100 days and they are cabals already.
The cabals have took over because there is no way His Excellency Mr. President will nominate Festus Keyamo, who deny the invitation of the 9th Senate and been screened with that crime, because it is disrespect to the chambers of where the lawmaking is happening. But he was screened. But when it comes to El Rufai, the people behind our lack of development and the electricity shortage, because it was hinted, the leak has come out that El Rufai may be given a portfolio of the power minister. And they know his capacity. You know what? When he said that I want to clear this issue, he worked with his brain 2/7. So that's why they want to, cripple Asuaju's government for not bringing in somebody. Among all the ministers, I didn't see somebody can sit down on his office, on his seat in his office to work like what El Rufai will do.
Are you saying that over 40 ministerial nominees or designates, are you saying that all of them will not stand on the toes of El Rufai? Is that what you are saying categorically?
Yes, I have reason. Among of them, who do you see that they stop his screening? Apart from Festus Keyamo. Talk less of those other two.
It was not only El Rufai that they stopped his screening.
I know, but he is a causative agent of those other two that not be screened. Because
why do you say
because
so?
If they said everybody is screened and El Rufai, the former governor, the way he shouted, he even talked, he addressed the Mr. President when cabals of Bila during President Muhammadu Buhari is blocking Asuaju to secure that presidential ticket. It was him that led the fight until Asuaju has assumed office. He is the one that talked to Baba Buhari when our leaders from the northern governors that are insisting let it be one tenure system for the south. They said let us do microzoning. He disagreed with them because they directly pointed out former President Jonathan. He was attacked. One of his security aides died. Are you getting me? So we are watching the situation. We know what is what is happening. But our elders doesn't want to come and speak the truth because they are afraid of assassination or killing.
Are you going to call names? Because
I'm not calling.
You're not going to call names.
I just called the former president, Goodluck Jonathan, that everywhere, all over the newspaper and the TV station, assume that he may succeed Buhari. The pictures has go everywhere, viral. Even the APC headquarters, the time, are you getting me? When that time come, the APC headquarters was pasted with the Jonathan's posters in this town and so many other states. In Kano, there are street rallies for supporting him. We know the people that are behind that.
And you're not going to mention names?
There is no way we can just mention the name here. I'm just giving you an example, a reference. So the people that are stopping El Rufai from being screened as a minister, as a governor, before, you remember 20 years back, he served as a minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and he did well. He has a good record. You know, if you go to Kaduna, I don't know if you've been there, the go-slow, the crowd, you know, the blockage of the road, he reconstructed them. He made it very easy for people to follow. So El Rufai issue and the ministerial, we pray them well, we wish them well, but we always call for the people are involved to make sure that if they don't want to destroy our next tenure, not to bring in new other personal interest in this government, because they are trusted by the president. We will come here and mention them if they continue to do like that.
We can't wait to have you mention names.
No, we will not mention. I said we will come here to mention them if they keep doing it. Let the El Rufai be screened. We want him as a minister. Even if he say he's no more interested. No, we want him.
And then he says he's no longer interested.
We want him because of the service he's going to offer.
All right. Thank you so much for your time with us. It's been a wonderful time.
But you remember, sorry, before we go, about His Excellency, the Senate President. Like I told you, there are empowerment that we are expecting for the youth to reduce the unemployment youth. You know, unemployed youth that have served, they can operate their phones. They are using
and
internet.
you say that their certificate has turned to dust.
Yes, it has come to dust. So that's my own wonder. That's where my own pain is. So I think it is time, very soon, they will be happy. Yes.
Okay, so to those people listening to you right now, I would like to get your last word to them.
Okay.
Before we go, let's hear your last word.
Let them prepare, because there is employment from the officeless agency program of the indivisible, capable and uncommon Senate President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, to reduce the hardship, to make them earning the income so that Nigeria will be okay.
Thank you so much, Honorable Muttaka Ibrahim, President, Arewa Youth Conference for Sustainable Future of Nigeria. It's been a wonderful time having this talk with you.
Thank you very much.
All right, viewers, that's where we end this program for today. We have been chatting with Honorable Muttaka Ibrahim, President, Arewa Youth Conference for Sustainable Future of Nigeria. And it's been a wonderful time here on The Conversation. We also talked to Professor Carl Adams, VC of Cosmopolitan University, and the Registrar, Dr. Mani Ibrahim, I beg your pardon, who is the Registrar of Cosmopolitan University, Abuja. And it's been a wonderful time here on The Conversation. I will see you next time. How Time Flies, where you discuss serious matters that concerns our very own country, Nigeria. Till I come your way again. From the nation's capital, Abuja, I am Annabel Orji. God bless you and yours. God bless Nigeria.